Hello everyone. So in this video, we will learn how to track credit card reward points. So here's the scenario that we will complete using Python. So track reward points earned using a credit card. We'll be earning 10 points for every dollar spent, but you can earn extra points for every dollar spent by using your credit card at the following places. For example, if you use your credit card in a restaurant, you'll be earning 20 points, gas stations 30 points, furniture stores 40 points for each dollar that you are going to spend. Our objective is to determine how much a person earns after making 5 credit card swipes. So if you go to stores and swipe your credit cards in different places, you'll be earning points based on your selection. Okay, so let's see how can we do this project using Python. The concept that we will be using to complete this project: function with return type, input, output, variables, data types, conditional statements, for loop, arithmetic operations, string manipulation. So if you have ideas about these concepts, it will be easy for you to understand this project. If you don't know any of these concepts, you may find this project a little bit more challenging. So let's get started, guys. So steps to track points. So these are the steps that we will follow to keep track of the points. So first, we will ask the user, how much did you spend using your credit card? This will be the question. The response will be saved in a variable called user spent. Then we'll also ask the user, did you spend the amount in any of the following categories? So these are the categories. So gas station, the user needs to type 1, restaurant, they need to type 2, furniture, they need to type 3, anything else they will be typing N. That means they're not applicable. They'll be earning only 10 points for each dollar that they're spending. And the points will be saved in a variable called user points. And then we'll be repeating these steps a total of 5 times and calculate the total points earned by summing up the user points obtained in each iteration. So our loop will be running 5 times and it'll go over these 2 questions. And then we'll keep track of them. So let's start coding, guys. So I'm going to copy this line here. Now we're going to create a function to do everything. So let's create a function. Let's call this def calculate points. So this is the function which we'll use to calculate the point. Then we'll call the function to run this a total of 5 times and update the points. Now, to keep track of points, we need to create a variable, which let's call this total points. The total points initially is 0 because we haven't started asking question. So the total points initially is 0. Now, remember, we have to ask these questions a total of 5 times because, as I said, we need to swipe the credit card 5 times. So we'll run a loop that will run a total of 5 times. What we will also do is, let's go to outside of the function. Let's create a variable called swipes equal to 5. So that means the user is going to swipe the card 5 times. And what we will do is we're going to pass that here. So swipes is 5. So this is our function, which knows that the swipe value is 5. And then we're going to create a loop. So that the loop will run a total of 5 times. And inside the loop, we will ask them the 2 questions and update our variables. So the question that we are asking here is, how much did you spend using your credit card? And that response will be saved in a variable called user spent. So let's create a variable user spent. So this will check how much the user is spending. So we're going to use the input function here. And I'm going to paste that question. Now, also the user spend is going to be a money. So we can't use input because if you guys know, input reads data as a string. So I'm going to use the float function so that it will be treated as a number, as a decimal number. So even if you type like 20.5, 20.6, this will still work. Okay, so how much did you spend using your credit card? This is the user spent amount. We need to multiply this amount by either 10, 20, 30, or 40. Remember, for every dollar, you will be earning 10 points. Unless you use them in any of these three, then we'll be earning more points. So we have to multiply this user spend with the appropriate number to get the points. Okay, so user spend is done. We need to ask them another question here that, okay, where did they spend the money? Is that one of these three categories? So could be 1, 2, or 3, right? So gas station, restaurant, furniture, not applicable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy this. And let's say this is a variable. Let's call this category. Let's use the input function again. So we will ask them to do either gas station type 1, restaurant 2, furniture 3, not applicable type N. And let's close that here. Okay. So now we will check what is the category that the user is selecting. Is it 1, 2, 3, or N? So now we need to create a if condition to check the categories. I'm going to say if category is equal to 1. The response to 1 is a string. That's why you have to use the quotation mark because this is the input function. So if they type 1, it will be read as a string. Okay, so if it is 1, so 1 is gas station, as you can see. So now we have to check gas station is how many points. So gas station is going to be 30 points. So what we have to do is we have to multiply the user spent by 30. So what we will do is we will say user points, because remember we need to keep track of the points. So user points is going to be user spent time 30. Let me just double check. Gas station is 30 points. Yes, that's right. Now if I'm going to check the next category. So next category is going to be 2. And 2 is going to be restaurant. And restaurant is going to be 20 points. So user points is equal to user spent times 20. I need to go to this next category, which is number 3. Number 3 is going to be furniture, and furniture is going to be 40 points. So user points equal to user spent times 40. And then we'll do the last category that we have is N. Let's just put an else statement that anything else except 1, 2, 3 will be just 10 times, right? So user points is going to be equal to user spent times 10. Okay, so anything else except 1, 2, 3 will be earning user spent times 10. Okay, so we are done with all the 4 categories. So 3, we're checking with 1, 2, 3, and anything else will be part of the else statement that will be multiplied with 10. Okay, so now how do we keep track of the points? So after we've done all the conditional statements, we're going to get out of the condition. So this is done. So all these conditions are done here. So that means the code, or the control of the code will come here. And now we will do the important part here. So remember, our total points is 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that total points to keep track of the spending. Be careful that you have to write the total amounts in the correct place. Once you're done with the if, elif, and else condition, this is where you're going to do the total points equal to total points plus the user points. So this line is important to understand. So what's happening here, I will try to explain. Let's use annotation here. So remember, initially the total points is 0, right? And the user points will be based on the category. So either it could be 1, 2, 3. Let's say the user spend is $1. Okay, and then user says, okay, category is 1. So let's say user says 1. That means what you're going to do is you're going to multiply that 1 times that 30. So that means your user point is going to be 30. So you're done with the if. That means all these conditions will be ignored because you typed 1. So your total points is 30 points. So you will now come at this line. So remember, your total points is 0 plus your user points is 30. So you're going to do 0 plus 30, which is going to give you 30. But you're saving this 30 in the same variable, total points. So your total points is now 30. It's no longer 0 because you updated your total points to 30. So it will remain at 30. Again, since you're in a loop, again, you will ask the same question. Okay, how much did you spend? So let's say you spend another $1. And this time you choose the category 2. In that case, you're going to multiply your $1 by 20 to earn at 20 points. So you'll do 20 points. Again, you will come at this line. But remember, your total points is no longer 0. It's now 30 already. So you're going to do 30 plus your new points, which is 20. So you're going to do 30 plus 20, which will make your total points 50. So now your total points is 50. It's no longer 30. So this is the way the loop is running. So if it's running 5 times, it will check your points and keep adding these points to your total points. And that's how the logic works. All right, so let me delete these drawings. Now, instead of writing total points plus user points, we can use a shortcut. Instead of writing total points plus user points, so the shortcut is, let me write it here. So instead of writing this, I'm going to comment this out. And instead of writing this, I'm going to write total points. That's what you're going to see. So total points plus equal user points. So this line plus equal is the same as total points plus user points. So this is a shortcut that you can use instead of doing total points equal total points plus user points. So plus equal user points. Okay, so we're done keeping track of the points. So our function is almost complete. So now we need to return the user points to see how much did they earn using that function. So we will now return that point. So we have to return the point once you're done asking the question, which is here you're asking the question user points, things like that. So you have to get out of the loop, which is here. So once the loop is complete, we're going to have the total points, and then I'm going to return that total points. So once all the 5 iterations are done, you will see your total points after 5 times because your swipes is going to be 5. So you'll be returning these points and our swipe value is 5. After this, we're going to call the function to track points for 5 swipes. So let me add a comment here. So let's say track points for 5 swipes. Obviously, you can change the swipes to less or more. So let's say total points. let's say total earned points. Because we already have a variable called total points. And then I'm going to call the function calculate points. In the calculate points, we have to pass the swipes. So swipes means the swipe value will be 5, right? So the function will be called with the swipes value, which is 5. And then we can print the total earned point to see what's their point. So let's print that statement. That's going to be our final line of the code. So total. And let's format the string. So let's say total points earned after. Swipe means 5 after 5 credit card swipes. And then let's print that variable that we just created, which is the total earned points. Okay, so that will display the total points. So let's try with $1. Just test our code. I'm going to just keep typing $1, and the category will be 1. And if I run this 5 times, I'll be earning 30 points. 5 times, it should be 150 points. So let's see if that works. That way I know that my code is working correctly. So how much did you spend? Let's also add a $sign here. Okay, so how much did you spend using your credit card? Let's say $1. And type is going to be 1. Okay, and as I said, it will run a total of 5 times. I'm going to just keep typing 1 and 1 to check if it is actually 150. That way I know that my code is working. $1, 1. I think I'm done. But it's not displaying. Oh, there you go. How much did you spend using a credit card? $1. And I can see that it says total points earned after 5 credit card swipes is 150 points. Okay, so yes, it is working correctly, but obviously you can test with 2, 3, just make sure the code is working. But that's all about the credit card reward points. So different credit cards, they use different ways to give you points. So this is one of the ways to try it. Hopefully this code makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.